Namaste, good evening everyone. I'm your host Mintira and you're watching the MINK Show. You our first season where it's all about women and we have different personalities from different fields. So aba dilo nagarikana, let's welcome our guest. Namaste Nikita ji.
Namaste.
Hazur,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming to the show. Hazurko short introduction dinu hola.
So, namaste everyone. My name is Nikita Rajbandari. M चाहिँ co-founder or CXO of Zite. Zite is basically an innovation tech company and म चाहिँ एउटा tech entrepreneur.
Okay, wow, such a nice thing you're doing अब हैन अहिलेको स्टार्टअप. अब हामी चाहिँ क्वेसनतिर लाग्छौँ हैन. I'll ask you questions and त्यही अनुसारले हजुरको अब एक्सपिरियन्स जर्नीमा लाइफमा के भएको छ त्यो अनुसारले आन्सर दिनु होला. The first question, when was the last time you tried something new?
I think since my tech industry ma belong गर्छु हैन, technology is ever changing, ever growing हैन. So business wise, काम wise पनि I need to learn something every day. But personally पनि I love learning new things हैन. Recently something new that I've learned, I did this course called Inner Engineering, Sadhguruko, where they teach you yoga practices, meditation, breathing techniques, and something called Shambhavi Mahamudra. It's very good for your physical and mental health. So that's what I tried new.
The word is only itself like हुन्छ नि कस्तो राम्रो. Okay, who do you sometimes compare yourself to?
I personally don't like comparing myself to anybody. I think that's not a good way of progressing in life. Having said that, comparison गर्नु राम्रो पनि हो sometimes. I look up to a lot of like female entrepreneurs or female leaders and like learn from them rather than comparing and like degrading myself.
हजुर हो. What's the most sensible thing you've ever heard someone say?
धेरै कुराहरू सुनिन्छ हैन. There are a lot of amazing leaders who've said amazing things. But recently in a few years back, I saw this status, Facebook status written by someone called Carla Borthwick. While on that particular status, she told about activism or how people can contribute towards the world one day. It's called To a Person Who Uses Metal Straws. And if you Google it, you can find it. This I think the gist of the entire status was not everybody can do everything. सबैले सबै चीज गर्न सक्दैन, but everybody can contribute to something at least हुन्छ नि. So सबैको contributionलाई thank गर्दै I think just become responsible and appreciate what others are doing and आफूले गरेको पनि pride लिनुस् भन्ने कुरा हो. It's really beautiful.
It is. What is your most beloved childhood memory?
There's so many actually. I cannot like pick just one, but I think my most favorite childhood memory should be the time when my father brought our dogs. I'm an animal lover, I know. So he got these two amazing Lhasa Apso dogs for us, me and my sister. So the time spent with our dogs, my dad and my sister, I think that has to be my most favorite childhood memory.
Wow, that's beautiful. What gets you excited about life?
A lot of things actually. मेरो nature is so that I get excited about everything in life. It can be the smallest thing when I get like a good meal or something big like when I win something or I achieve something. So हरेक कुरामा चाहिँ excitement चाहिँ I find in life.
I think that's good किनकि अब भएको कुरामा excitement पाउनु नै धेरै राम्रो कुरा जस्तो लाग्छ. What life lesson did you learn the hard way?
Many lessons. I think one very key lesson that I learned in life is impermanence and emotional resilience. Impermanence, I think two ways I learned gare, not just in bad way, good way ma pani. Impermanence bhaneko चाहिँ कुनै पनि चीज it's never like permanent, right? Times are always changing, हैन. So if there are good days, there will be bad days also. But then good days पनि सधैँ हुन्छ भन्ने छैन, and bad days are also not going to stay forever. It will grow at some point. So that's something that I've learned in life.
Yeah, it's good. What lifts your spirit when life gets you down?
I think it has to be family support. I think my family's love, my sister, my father, my mother, everyone. I think their support is something that has always lifted me when I've had the most toughest time ever. I think 4 years back I had a really bad accident as well. I was on bed rest for 3 months, and their support even during such a bad time, I think their support mattered the most, and that's what helped me to recover emotionally pani, physically pani, mentally pani. So,
That's good. Do you ask enough questions or do you settle for what you know?
I never settle. That's my nature.
Hazur.
I love asking questions. I've always been a very curious child. बच्चादेखि नै. I love learning. I love growing. I know. I have a very curious mind. So questions is सोधिरहन्छु म. I never stop asking questions. And I think as human beings, we need to keep learning. Learning is a very continuous process in life. It never stops. अनि जति learn गर्नुहुन्छ त्यति grow गर्नुहुन्छ, right?
True, true. Hazur. What is your greatest challenge?
I've had a lot of challenges in life, personal pani, professionally pani. If I have to just pinpoint one particular challenge, it would be going through imposter syndrome. For the longest time, I used to think, even though I had the capability in me, the ability to do something, I used to always feel like मैले सक्दिनँ जस्तो feel हुने. Especially being like a female हुन्छ नि. Working in such an environment where it's so male dominated हुन्छ नि. त्यस्तो बेला चाहिँ जहिले पनि आफू सेकेन्ड जस्तो फिल हुन्थ्यो कि मलाई. म सक्दिनँ होला. I think my male counterpart would do it better जस्तो फिल हुन्थ्यो. Or even like female कोही circleमा पनि I used to feel like I'm not good enough. So yeah, त्यो was my greatest challenge, which I obviously recovered through, or I overcame over the times. But yeah, that was my biggest challenge.
But it's good that you overcame that. कुरा नि त हैन त्यो challenge चाहिँ. Who do you love and what are you doing about it?
Who? Obviously my family. I love my family, my dad, especially my sister. I'm very close to her, my sibling, and I try to prioritize her as much as possible. She comes first. Kunai pani kura does not come before her. I think she's my world. So yeah, I think prioritizing her, making sure that I always support her is what I'm doing.
She's got such a beautiful and loving sister. Is it more important to love or to be loved?
Very deep question. I think both. Right? To love is also important, and to be loved is also important. I think there should be a balance to both. And I, as a person, I love everyone. I would love to want to be loved as well.
True, true.
So I think both.
Coin got two sides when asked. So yeah,
Absolutely.
It has to be both. Would you break the law to save a loved one?
Oh my God, these are very interesting questions that you drafted. I think yes, because I'm a person who would do anything and everything to save or to protect the person I loved. Having said that, I think if that particular law break got it, say if it's very detrimental to someone, or it's going to it's morally wrong or ethically wrong, or it's going to harm someone, then I would definitely not do it. So.
But then you could go up to some extent.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's a belief you hold with which many people disagree?
I think many people, this might sound really weird for me saying, but I'm a middle-aged, mid-30s woman, and a lot of the society in general, what they think is time ma biha garne parcha, right? Women should get married on time, should have baby. I'm not against the concept of marriage, but I think if people want to prioritize their career and aspirations more than family, at the moment, it's not wrong. So 30 वर्ष अगाडि नै बिहा गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने छैन हैन. I know a lot of people will disagree. And biologically, even if you want to have a child, it's very important to get married on time and all that. I understand all of it. But अहिलेको टाइममा चाहिँ there are many ways you can have freeze your eggs, or do IVF, or adoption, surrogacy हैन. So there are ways, innovative ways to have a baby also. So I don't think 30 अगाडि नै बिहा गर्नुपर्छ जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्दैन.
हजुर, true. The pressure चाहिँ एउटा
you becoming a woman.
Yeah, true. थाहा भएकै कुरा.
Yeah.
What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you?
I think I would definitely take more risks in life. If I knew that people won't judge me, I would do new things more. So yeah, I think risk taking चाहिँ धेरै गर्थ्यो होला. यसै पनि I'm a risk taker, but I think I would take it even more.
What activities make you lose track of time?
Definitely spending time with my loved ones. त्यो चाहिँ हुने. तर त्यो बाहेक चाहिँ in a very wrong light चाहिँ I've been very addicted to my phone as well. Just going through world affairs or posts everything on Instagram or TikTok. So yeah, त्यसमा पनि टाइम बितेको थाहा चाहिँ हुँदैन फेरि.
अहिले सबैको हातमा फोन हैन, and then apps.
Exactly. We're so addicted with technology. राम्रो पनि हुन्छ नराम्रो हुन्छ technology.
It just depends like कसरी use गर्छ.
I Google a lot. So धेरै Google, YouTube गर्ने बानी छ.
Are you holding on to something that you need to let go of?
Wow. I think sometimes, not always. Say I do hold resentment towards people. Personal relationships when they really disappoint me, because I expect a lot from people, because I do a lot for them. Halka expectations to the relationships. So when that does not work out the way I thought it would in terms of friendship or whatever, I do hold that resentment or emotional disappointment for some time, but I do overcome over it.
I think त्यो छोड्न सकेकै राम्रो. Just like you said, impermanent भनेको थियो नि त अघि हैन.
Absolutely.
When is it time to stop calculating risk and rewards and just do what you know is right?
I think I believe in like intuitive decisions a lot. I think कुनै पनि decision लिनुको लागि चाहिँ pros and cons चाहिँ weigh गर्नै पर्छ. I think informed decision is the best decision indeed. However, at times you should definitely listen to your gut, your instinct, your intuition. So when your gut is telling you something that it's wrong or right, you should listen to it. And that's when you should stop doing calculations and listen to your inner voice.
If you could choose one book as a mandatory read for all high school students, which book would you choose?
Oh my God. I don't read books.
Okay.
I'm not a book reader. So I don't think I can suggest any book as such. But I think kids should definitely learn books on entrepreneurship or banking, finance related. I think financial literacy एकदम कम छ. प्राय स्कुल्सहरुमा धेरै सिकाइँदैन. ब्याङ्कमा कसरी जाने, पैसा कसरी डिपोजिट गर्ने, सानो कुरा पनि मलाई पनि थाहा थिएन. So I think those are the things that we should teach kids at a very early age. Saving को concept हुन्छ.
True. हजुर. Financial literacy जुन भनिन्छ हैन. Which is worse, failing or never trying?
Definitely never trying. I think if you don't try something, you would never know where you're going to succeed in it or where you're going to fail. So try चाहिँ गर्नै पर्छ लाइफमा.
What's something you do differently than most people?
Differently त नभनौं. I don't think I do something very differently or unique. But I think a lot of people don't do this in their life generally at school because our life has become so busy. I think I prioritize self-care, mindfulness, and त्यो चाहिँ एकदम practice course, and I would recommend everybody to do that. And a lot of people don't do that. So I think that's something that people should learn and start doing.
Mentally, physically, सबै कुरामा balance हुनु पर्यो नि त.
एकदम.
What is the most desirable trait another person can possess?
For me, किनभने I'm also an empath. I think empathy and kindness is एकदम important. I place it at the very top. So if somebody is kind, if somebody is empathetic, it has a very big ripple effect. So I think empathy and kindness definitely सबैमा हुनै पर्छ.
Even I agree. Strongly agree भन्छु म. What are you most grateful for?
Grateful. My family. My sister, my dad, my loved ones. I'm very grateful for them, their support, their love. त्यो जस्तो ठुलो कुरा चाहिँ केही होइन.
It's nice. Where do you find inspiration?
I think I find inspiration from everybody in everyday life. From great leaders, from family members, everyone. But if I have to name one person, I think it would be my sister. My sister Nikisha. She's amazing. She is so emotionally resilient, and very strong. And the way she deals with situations, like when there are difficult situations, I tend to ramble a lot. I react very instantly. But the way she deals with things very calmly, on her own, I think that's something very inspirational. I learn from her every day.
Okay.
So definitely her.
Wow, she's so good then. What is the one thing you would most like to change about the world?
so many things. The list is very long. But for now, I think I would like people to be more conscious about the environment, because that's very alarming, and that's something that we need to work on right away. I mean, that would be, I think, a priority for now, because it's really late.
Yes, true. Climate change and global warming, it's real, right? How can you describe life in one sentence?
Oh my god, that's like a very heavy question, and I'm not prepared for that, to be honest. Life in one sentence, so I think it's very difficult for, to explain. But I think for me, life in general is just a journey. It's something that needs to be explored. It's uncertain. So yeah, I think life is uncertain yet beautiful. I think that's how I would like to put it.
I think you describe it very rightly and then beautifully, I guess. Where do you find peace?
I think peace is something that comes from within. So I try to find peace within me. I meditate a lot. So I told you recently I did a process as well. So I'm going through my first cycle, mandala. So I think meditating, staying with yourself, finding that balance within yourself, I think that's where I find peace.
It's true. Like, you have to have that moment of your own as well, and to get the peace. Is there such a thing as perfect?
No. I think perfection is something that's really, really impossible as human beings. I think as human beings, everybody has flaws, imperfections, and but it's okay. I think as human beings, we need to keep learning, learning from our mistakes, and keep growing. So perfection should not be the goal. I think growing should be the goal. Yeah?
That's what makes us human, this land. What small act of kindness were you once shown that you will never forget?
Many, धेरै छ. But I think small act of kindness नै भन्नु पर्दा चाहिँ, I think once what happened, this taxi driver, generally I have many fights with taxi drivers, cab drivers, but once what happened, this taxi driver, I was taking the cab at late night, I'm returning home, and this taxi driver was so kind enough to speak to me and make sure that I feel safe. As a woman, it's very difficult to travel ढिला त्यस्तो ढिला पनि हैन 10:30 11 होला, but still अँध्यारो परिसकेपछि when you're traveling alone in a taxi, it does feel अलिकति safety wise अलिकति doubtful हुन्छ. But he was like, बहिनी चिन्ता नलिनुहोस्, हजुरलाई एकदम सुरक्षित घर पुर्याइदिन्छु हैन. That त्यति सानो word ले कस्तो आनन्द आयो कि. So yeah, when people are kind, when they're really empathetic, you can sense their positive energy.
He's such a nice guy. What have you always dreamed about doing but were afraid to try?
So yeah, यो सन्दर्भमा चाहिँ, यो क्वेसनमा चाहिँ, I always wanted to start something of my own. आफ्नै business. I've always wanted to become an entrepreneur, but because I've always worked for the past 7 years, I used to work for INGOs prior to co-founding my company. So त्यो बेला पनि भित्रदेखि I always wanted to start something of my own, but I was really scared of the fear of failure. ला start गर्यो भने नचल्ने हो कि, about the risks that it has. So initially I used to be very scared, and I always wanted to start something of my own, but I couldn't. Finally I did, but yeah, that was something that I always wanted to do, and I'm really happy that I can do it now.
True. Maybe like if you would like to share आफ्नो के अहिले startup गर्दैछौ about the company, if you would like.
Yeah, so it's called Zite, Z-I-T-E. You can also check our website, zite.io. So basically it's an app, it's a software. It has two elements, a mobile app and a web app. So एकदम generic layman term so that the audiences understand it भन्नु पर्दा चाहिँ, it's a data collection tool. There's a mobile app which is used to collect data from the field, and a web app that basically populates the data, and we create like internal dashboards, reporting, mapping. There are various team collaboration methods where team members can do remote monitoring and project management. So monitoring management को चाहिँ aspects or features like चाहिँ त्यो टुलमा चाहिँ इन्टिग्रेट गरेर बनाएको छौँ हामीले. Generally it's used by INGOs like UN, IOM, ADB, World Bank. So these are our clients. And unfortunately we don't have many projects in Nepal. A few people have tried it here. All of our projects are outside of Nepal. So Bangladesh, Mozambique, South Sudan, these are the places, like many other countries where it's being used.
It's really nice. You're going like abroad as well. By the internationally, you're doing it. It's really nice or good to see women entrepreneur doing such a good progress.
I mean, we have like 3 co-founders. It's not just me. So there's Justin and there's Arun, my co-founders. So 3 jana mile start gareko. But we have a very nice lean growth model. I know maybe they scale up गरिसक्यौं. But yeah, obviously.
Congratulations. I hope you all the best. If you were forced to eliminate every physical possession from your life, with the exception of what could fit into a single backpack, what would you put in it?
Okay, survivor wala feeling but yeah, I think physically survive huna, I would definitely want a few things in the backpack, but then it depends on how big the backpack is also. True. Kati thulo cha haina. But definitely I would like to put my documents, like passport, nagarikta, because that's my identity. I don't want to lose it. And
it's very difficult.
So that for sure. Medical kit, something to eat, maybe a cloth to change. So yeah, those few things. Water filtration, handy maybe. True. Yeah.
I think I would say like since 2015 earthquake it was very important that you thought
Absolutely. And we're such an earthquake prone country.
Yes,
anytime. So एउटा go to bag चाहिँ राखिरहनै पर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ है मलाई पनि. Yeah.
What impact do you want to leave on the world?
That's a very heavy question, but I feel म चाहिँ personally I would like to leave a very positive impact through my leadership qualities, my creativity, and my kindness. I would like to be known as a very kind leader. So yeah, I think that's something that I would like to be known for, and that's the kind of impact that I would like to leave on the community as well. Kindness, love.
Thank you for all your answers. एकदमै राम्रो आन्सर दिनुभयो है. Your last question थियो. अब हामी चाहिँ we are going for a rapid round where I'll ask you one एउटा word भन्छु म, and then you just give the word as answer, or like few word ma sentence बनाएर दिँदा पनि हुन्छ. Short ma. Success.
I think subjective. Right? Success because different people are different. Success different way ma हुन्छ नि त.
हजुर. Struggles.
Part of life, but very important for growing and learning.
Positivity and negativity.
Have a positive mindset, positivity in life, but don't look away from the negative.
Awareness.
Very important, especially self-awareness.
Gender equality.
Basic human right, but which we don't have.
True. Politics in Nepal.
Complex and diverse, but complex for sure.
Working environment.
Positive and competitive. I like competition. So working environment competitive पनि हुनुपर्छ.
Support.
Very important, especially social support, like family and friends.
Social media.
I think it's social media can be used for our benefit, but can go against us as well.
Remittance, outbound migration.
Nepalko context ma sad, disappointing. I hope in the next few years we are able to sustain these migrants in Nepal instead of sending them away to these miserable countries.
True. Yeah. Culture.
I think culture is our identity. That's what defines us.
Empowerment.
I think that's resilience. Being resilient in every aspect is empowerment, I think.
Lastly, being a woman.
Again, I think being a woman is being resilient, both emotionally, mentally. So yeah,
everything. Full package, person.
Absolutely.
Okay, lastly, is there anything you would like to share with the audience?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. Tapaiलाई pani ani Kasthamandap television lai pani. It's a great show. I love how you like conceptualized it, that you invite like amazing women, businesswomen and leaders harulai हैन यस्तो platform हुनु important छ.
True.
And me being a female entrepreneur, especially in the tech industry, I would like to tell every other young woman who wants to take a step forward in this particular sector, that don't stop dreaming. So nothing is impossible. If you want to try something, this is the time. It's high time we occupy space, we take the lead. So I would like to tell every other young female entrepreneurs to dream big.
True. Okay, thanks so much for coming to the show. हाम्रो लागि एकदमै राम्रो कुरा रहेको छ, because like since I told you before, your first season, we are inviting all the working women in this show for the first season. And thank you so much again, once again. आजको लागि यति भन्दै we are ending the show. So thank you so much for watching Kasthamandap GOLD HD. So हाम्रो episode चाहिँ हेर्दै गर्नु होला every Monday from 7:30 PM till 8 PM. Namaste, good night.